but it was quite desync when I jumped to Hurston anyway.
What ship has the right amount of fuel to jump to Hurston? Or no, I'm just have to go to a truck stop halfway, aren't I? Yeah.
All ships, well, most ships will have fuel to get there in one go.
Yeah, all ships do. I just got there in the
Oh,
Herald.
hello, Bobnet.
I just got there in the Herald, easy enough.
Oh, Default has invited you to their party.
It is me.
You joined Citizen O'Donnell's party. Ah! Amazing. How do I...
My bloody game was just frozen again.
I'll exit menu and come see you.
Copy that. Just had to crash. Quickly add everyone on the website.
Oh! I'm dying.
Just above me, follow.
Constellation is a proud member of the Ship Share program, encouraging travelers to save resources and fly together.
Oh my god, I'm in a party.
Oh my god.
You kill me.
Oh my god, it's Russell Crowe.
Are we on a server together, or is it just invites at the minute?
We need to be on a server together. That'd be pretty good.
I'm game for that.
Escaping the atmosphere of Hurston with
O'Donnell's
a hammock
got
is
a party
horrible.
together. So speak to O'Donnell if you're looking to join a party. O'Donnell, your mic is currently muted, so we may not be able to hear you. And I wish I didn't eat that pizza. Oh.
Why did you have to say pizza? I want pizza. Right, for some reason, I was in the party. So I'll rejoin that server. So if you're in the server, just ignore the party launch.
So I found a place outside of Lorville you can spawn.
You can spawn ships?
Yeah.
Outside?
Yeah. It's not anywhere near Lorville. I mean, it's another point on the planet, but I have a whole shipment.
I don't know why there's two air reviews running.
If you're in server and you get a party launch, just ignore it, unless you want to hop over and join the same server.
It's not letting me see which server you're on.
No, you should get a party launch.
Shows me which server Justify is on, but no one else.
Yeah, I'm on the server with all the guys.
Yeah.
I got a freeze to menu.
Did you do the party launch? I don't know.
I've launched into a server, yeah.
I'm getting nothing.
I'm not sure if my game's locked up or not.
Just spam your left bracket quickly, see if that joins. If not, just join on my name.
It won't
I
let me
couldn't
do
get back
that.
to the. I couldn't get into the other server.
Oh, fuck. This is so annoying.
Oh, 2000009. That means we're getting patched.
Does it?
Yeah, this is overdue for a patch already.
Well, the last couple of times in UK time, around about 7 to 8 o'clock, normally when the patches drop. And we're at, what,
It's be
22 now?
America patch. Thank you.
I haven't disconnected yet.
I love this international operation that is Star Citizen.
Mhm.
It's like the patches just keep on coming.
I'm just going to check this bit. Chat.
Yeah, now I got into a server. Not sure if it's the one that people are on.
Would it be crazy for me to restart my computer to see if it works? I'm gonna do that. Even though it's crazy. Wish me luck. Cross your fingers for me.
Oh, so sore. Ah. I'll be right back.
This station has been designated as an armistice zone. All weapons are currently disabled.
Do I got another server with lens?
This station has been designated as an armistice zone. Tampering with weapon safety protocols is strictly forbidden. We kindly ask that guests exit airlocks as soon as it is safe to do so.
We'll do a medical supply run and see if we can sell our cargo around Hurston somewhere. Maybe one of the outposts. There was a post by a dev, Valvac, earlier today, I think it was today, it could have been last night, saying that they aren't sure if they're going to release this to a wider PTU because their intention is not to have it on the PTU very long at all. So it could be going live sooner than you think once they get some fixes done. Hello, Deza. It's been a good day so far today. It's been a quiet day at work, and I didn't have my... Normally on a Wednesday I can take my Blade Pro into work with me, however I didn't have my Blade Pro today because the defective one was boxed up, ready to be taken back, although the guy hasn't been to take it back, and my new Blade Pro is on my desk beside me because that arrived today. And it's actually quieter than my old one. The fans are a lot quieter, so I think I lucked out with that. I was playing, as I said on the start of the Sync Discord earlier on, I was like, do I break my new Razer notebook in gently? No, I throw Star Citizen at it and fly to Hurston straight away. Yeah, it did really well, and it was a lot quieter than my other one. It could just be because it's new and the fans haven't got dust in, but hey ho. I don't know what their plans are, Hendrik. I would say that I think we're going to get a patch tonight, but I was thinking the same yesterday and we didn't get one. It could just be that they're hammering out the fixes and they want to make sure they get it right, because as I just said, they don't want to keep this in PTU too long at all. They want to get it out to everybody. I think they want to get it out basically in time for the anniversary sale, so that, you know, if they get the new players involved and interested with cheaper starter packs, then they have Hurston to go to straight away. So, you know, they need to work on making sure that they get everything right first time now. Yes, M.2 SSD. Is that just an SSD Razer, or is it an NVMe drive? Because I had a 970 EVO in my old Razer Blade Pro, and I turned on my new one, got the Windows product key in case I needed to do a reinstall because of the motherboard in it. Then I turned it off, flipped it upside down, took the Samsung P951 NVMe drive that was in the new Blade Pro out, put my 970 EVO back in, and it booted up as if it had never switched laptops. It was awesome. I didn't even have to reinstall anything. Even the chroma light configuration for the keyboard and mouse pad came on that I had on my old Blade Pro. It's quite cool. Alex, this is a long jump because I am travelling to Hurston. So I'm not going to Delamar or anywhere around Crusader. We're actually travelling to Hurston this time. If you've not seen Hurston before, then you're in for a treat. There was a chart that one of the guys in Sync put on the Discord, and average travel time for a ship to get to Hurston is around 10 to 13 minutes. I think the Caterpillar can do it in 8, which is one reason why I've chosen the Caterpillar, because it's a bit faster. And the fastest ships to get there is actually the Starfarers, so Starfarer and Starfarer Gemini, and the Hammerhead. They can do it in about 4 or 5 minutes, I think. But not going to go to Lawville straight away. I'm going to go to one of the other outposts on Hurston, which is called Edmund. And I was there with a few of the Sync guys last night, and it's very pretty. It's right on the edge of a massive savanna biome. that extends literally like over mountains and things. It's a huge forested area, and there's a landing pad there, and I'm hoping there's a terminal there so we can try and sell some cargo. No, it's not because of performance, Alex. We are in a very long quantum jump. We're about 2/3 of the way there now. We're actually on the other side of the star, so it is an NVMe type SSD. Best ones to have. I haven't got an NVMe drive in my tower, unfortunately, because my motherboard's a bit old for that. But I am running this on Samsung 860 SSD, so kind of the fastest I can use at the moment in this computer. The kind of storage you have it on doesn't make as much difference now as it used to, because obviously before everything was being loaded into the RAM when we didn't have object container streaming, and the faster your computer could do that with the drive was very important. Faster hard drive is not going to be a bad thing in any concern, but the major bottleneck now for Star Citizen, as I've been rapidly learning over the past month or so, is your GPU. So that's why at the end of the month, hopefully come Black Friday, I'll be buying a new GPU for my tower. And at the minute it's got a 1070 that I have borrowed, and come the end of the month hopefully I'm going to pick up a 2070 to put in it. Probably going to get a Founders Edition because they're all around the same sort of price at the minute. The Founders Edition is just overclocked from the outset, and all the others are just vastly expensive. And not to mention the supply of 1080s and 1080 Ti's has dried up. So, and I don't really trust buying like something that's going to cost me £500–600 off eBay. So, yeah, I'll just buy a new graphics card and deal with the expense from the outset. And here's Hurston. GPU is more important than the CPU, yes. A good CPU is recommended for sure, but if you've got anything, I mean, you've watched my content, Hendrik, lately. The CPU in this computer is 7 years old, so it's not, you know, that much of an important thing as much as your GPU is. Can't use the quantum drive yet. Come on, needs to cool down. Hello, Stephen. I will turn on an FPS counter again for you guys, because someone's going to ask for it inevitably in a minute. There we go. Edmund is over here, if I remember. There we go. I saw something quite funny when I was on my Razer Blade Pro actually, and I was stretching its legs. I saw a somebody who had landed at Lawville with a reclaimer, and I felt very sorry for them for when they needed to leave, because it would just take forever to get that thing out of the atmosphere. Yeah, see, Dazzy, you've got like the sort of the batshit overkill spec there for this, even if it is at the moment, you know. There is nothing that you can probably throw at your computer that will break it, especially if you're playing at like 1440p. Okay, well, the re-entry graphic for the Caterpillar needs fixing, clearly. I can't say I've had a lot of experience with AMD processors. I've never... Well, I did have an AMD processor. I think it was an AMD Black 2? Years and years ago now. Yeah, that was a very long time ago, and that's the last one I used. We're talking maybe 9-10 years ago. Yeah, so 1440 is going to be the next step for me. I genuinely don't care about 4K. 4K is just meh. It's still at that point with the technology where it's a huge outset, like a huge cost outset to start with for not that much gain. Yeah, games do look fine in 1440. I mean, I've been playing Star Citizen in 1080p since I first, installed the game, and I've never really had a problem with it. I can quite easily live with 1080p. .1440p will be the next step, but I want to upgrade my desktop first and get it all modernised. GPU is the first thing, just to help with the extra frames with the new content, and then I'll start modernising the processor for faster rendering and stuff. Not that rendering videos and everything's been slow on this computer at all. I'm not really a number cruncher. It works, it does what it's meant to, I'm happy with it. Star Citizen's expensive, yes, but Star Citizen's a kind of hobby, isn't it? And I'm concierge, but it's not something that I went one day and went, oh, I want X spaceship, and I want X spaceship as well, and I want this one as well. It's been built up over, like, the 6 years or so that the game has been in development. It's not something I just one day dumped a ton of money on. So we're getting close to Edmond, and you can see just the sheer amount of greenery, especially in that direction over there. This is a very, very, very big forested area. We'll get a vehicle of some description out and we'll go and have a look. I need to be careful with this thing. Last time I flew this thing down, I ended up doing a runway landing with it, and I didn't mean to. So as you can see, the rendering all the trees in the forest does knock your FPS a fair bit. It is perfect to play after a stressful day at work. That's exactly what I'm doing, although I haven't really had a stressful day today. I kind of raced home because I was doing remote support because I wanted to get my new laptop set up, which didn't require any setup at all. As I said, I just threw my old drive back in and it worked as normal. Okay, so O'Donnell made it back into the server, that's good. Right then, can we sell the 1 million UEC of medical supplies that I bought at Olisar here? Oh, somebody just fired an EMP there. Looks pretty. You're going to get a hot ass. Hot ass is sort of a mixed bag for me. I'm going to enjoy doing the space trucking and stuff, especially if I keep something like my Caterpillar. But at the moment, I'm not really that bothered about a joystick. Mouse and keyboard's fine for me, because I appreciate that I'll be doing a lot of running around as well, and it'd be kind of silly to do that with a joystick. Okay, so there's the building with the masts on top. If you're new to Star Citizen or you're unsure, a little life pro tip is the terminals to sell stuff, or the vendors to sell stuff, are normally in the outpost buildings with the giant thick aerial on top of them. There's normally one that shows you that's got vehicles in it, because it's got the blue one with the blue light over there, and then you've got one like this that's not the vehicle summon station as such. There you go, and this one's got the admin dude in it, and it's got a terminal station. Thing is, can we sell medical supplies here? We can. Now, I bought these for just under 1 million. Oh, I made a little bit of profit. It doesn't want to sell them because it's just so many. Okay. Are you going to work, or am I going to break the terminal? It's like it doesn't want to know. Yeah, it's so I can sell them here, which is good to know for when this goes live, but it just means that if I bring in a Caterpillar, it's going to break. I was doing a bit of overkill with the Caterpillar there, I just wanted to get here faster. And somebody's just landed a Hornet. Yes, this is a set of new armor. Sorry, I should have panned around and showed you guys this. So this is it's the new RSI undersuit underneath. So the same one that we were given in the 3.3 PTU, but this is a forested version, it's called. So it's got like the green underlayer that you can see. And I can't remember what this armor set is called. The helmet is the new RSI suit as well. It's the Virgil armor something. True Def. The True Def set, so that's what this is. It's a light armor set, it's not medium, even though it looks quite chunky. But yeah, this is just one of the new light armor sets that you can buy in Lowville. You kind of have to fiddle around and dance around the mannequins a bit to buy it, because if you use the kiosks to buy it currently, it makes your game freeze when you complete the transaction. So someone's already beaten me to it. Look, throwing themselves into the forest in a cyclone. Just saw them bounce over the horizon there. Oh dear. Okay, well, we've got to get in on that action, haven't we? Yeah, the greenery is fantastic. It's awesome to see, you know, somewhere we can actually take our helmet off and not die, although we might get tuberculosis because of the pollution. Oh, there's a rock there then. You can't exactly bring a cyclone in here and race it around, can you? Not the racing one, anyway. Go outside and follow the perimeter. Oh. Oh no! I screwed it. Bugger. Oh, I think if I get out of the cyclone here, it's going to make me fall through the planet as well. See if we can turn it off and roll it. Come on, cyclone, you can do it. Here we go. It's going to either work or it's not. Oh, it worked. Whew. No, there aren't currently any ways to roll it, which is really annoying. But I wasn't expecting to be able to stay in it long anyway. You've got to remember on Hurston the gravity is 1-1, so this is Earth gravity, so it's not like Daymar or Yela. You can't fling the cyclones around and do massive jumps in them. It's more realistic gravity here. I'm definitely grabbing a screenshot of that. A strategically placed grenade would only make it blow up, I'm afraid. Walking through the grass here, and you know the forested area, with the particles that you can see, makes me think two things. It firstly makes me think, holy crap, this really is polluted, because you can see the pollution raining down, and anyone who has hay fever that plays this game is going to have PTSD, because they're just going to think there's too much pollen everywhere. We'll go back and we'll get one of the Graveler vehicles, because I've not actually used one of those on Hurston yet. The only area that I have used a Graveler vehicle that's got gravity that's comparable to Earth's, or indeed here, is Delamar. So Delamar has 1-1 gravity, even though it's a tiny planetoid even. It seems quite strange, doesn't it? Have a look at the strange red cacti. Going to be people who, you know, maybe eventually want to play this game because of just doing things like xenobiology. You know, if the mechanics get that in depth, that'd be really cool. Yeah, I had that too, Sloth. I think I was actually streaming the other evening on one of the moons, and my Constellation Phoenix just got eaten by the moon. It just disappeared and I was stranded. Can't remember which one I was on. I think I was on Ita, however you pronounce it. I do need to go and look at the moons again because I haven't been to look at them really in depth yet. If we do that though, we'll call the M50 down or something. We'll not spend half an hour trying to get back out of the atmosphere with the caterpillar. Oh, you were here for that, yeah. Yes, obviously some of Hurston's moons take an aversion to having touring vehicles landing on them. Don't do it, Dazza. It's a bad habit to get into. We've got the anniversary sale coming up soon, and I'm very torn between keeping my caterpillar or getting my 600i back. So it's a little bit of a moral dilemma I've got until the end of the month to think about. The boost actually works on Hurston, that's good to know. Yeah, Panda, I'm starting to feel the same way, especially when it comes to money, but the 600i was meant to be my daily driver because of exploration mechanics, but I can always buy it another time. No, there's no other ships I want to own. The only other thing that's on my plate is the 600i. The Reclaimer has me tempted because I do love the Reclaimer, but I would rather wait until we get some kind of salvage mechanics before I go and think about buying one of those. When 3.0 launched and I was at Insomnia with Board Gamer, I did actually have a Reclaimer, and I was flying around and messing about with that whilst he and who was with us? I can't remember. It was one of the CIG devs who was there as well. He came from New Zealand. He was mental. He flew to the UK just for Insomnia. I can't remember his name, which is really bad because he was lovely. Oh, Cameron. That's right. Same dilemma with Phoenix and Reclaimer. Yeah, you see, I know the Phoenix is like a limited run thing at the minute, and they have all sold out now, the ones from the 3.3 ship sale, so I don't think they will be doing any more. I would be very surprised if they stick them in with the anniversary sale, because I have the feeling that with the whole LTI thing disappearing, they're going to not put limited ship sales out. You know, the ones that are going to be limited, they're just not going to offer them up for sale again. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I know people will probably want to buy them, but that's there. Oh, tree line! Whoa. No, the Reclaimer doesn't have a bar. The Reclaimer also doesn't have fish tanks. And I love fish tanks in my spaceship. I haven't actually done mining in a very, very long time. It's something I should do. Forgot this thing has a scattergun on it now. Yeah, keeping it rare is part of the appeal, and it's. I do like the idea of doing like a, you know, like a VIP transport service. And with 3.3 coming in, and especially with the travel time it takes to get to Hurston, people might want to pay for that kind of thing, you know? You've got a Phoenix, you've got something nice to take them there in, ask them where they want to go, off you go. Or maybe for people who get stranded, you know, you got a nice luxury ship to go and pick them up in. These are things we can do when it goes, you know, to the greater audience and everyone can play it.
Hello, Bob.
Hello there.
The server is full and we got a lot of people ready to jump to a new server. Will you join?
I'll stay in here for the minute.
Okay.
It gets a little bit mental with full chat going on.
No, not in the chat, but on the same server at least, if something comes up or you need it.
Okay, I'll have a look in a bit and then I'll jump across.
Alright, you will see the invite.
It's not really subscription milking, Rick. It's just, you know, they at the minute the subscription doesn't really have a lot going for it because the rec's not being used for anything. And yeah, you get the free ship of the month, but you can't fly that on the PTU anyway. So being able to access the PTU if there is one, because you know most of the time there isn't, it's a nice little bonus. And concierge is just concierge. As I said earlier on, there was a comment made by a dev, it was either last night or earlier on today, I can't remember if I read it earlier on today, that said they aren't sure if they're going to put this into the wider PTU at all. Not because that's a bad thing, but because they don't intend to have it in PTU for a great amount of time anyway. They really want to get this out. As I said, I think that they want to get this out for the anniversary sale so that, you know, anyone new who joins the game and buys their first internet spaceship, they have Hurston to go to straight away, and it's all there and available for everyone to see. You know, combine that with something like a free flight weekend and CIG just, they're winning on all fronts there. Wow, this really is covered in forest. Oh yeah, I said in a video last week, I think, that once Hurston gets out there and, you know, the FPS around Lawville improves, if they, you know, tweak OCS to cull some more of the unneeded areas around Lawville, then Star Citizen's really going to explode again, because they're really starting to deliver on what they promised, you know. We haven't got all the gameplay loops there. They still need to sort the missions out. They still need to balance the economy on the alpha so that people can start to afford the ships. I mean, you go into Lawville at the minute and you look at the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead is still 28 million credits, which is what it cost at the CitizenCon demo. But if they tweak that, they sort the OCS out around Lawville, and, you know, they have a good anniversary sale. They get some more people invested and interested. They're easily going to make the 200 million mark, because we're what, like $20k off it now or something like that already. Then yeah, easy peasy. Star Citizen is going to get into the news again. Okay, enough pottering around on the Dragonfly. Let's get back to the Caterpillar, and we'll yank out an 85X or something. Dragonfly or Nox, which do you prefer? I prefer the Nox, however I'm using the Dragonfly at the minute because it's a bit more stable to fly over areas like this. The Nox is very good at going in straight lines, very, very fast, and looking cool whilst doing so, but the Dragonfly is a bit more stable. Until you hit a rock like that and then you just look stupid. Do you think they'll have offers on again? Yeah, I think they'll have some kind of offer for new packages. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Okay, let's leave the Dragonfly behind for anyone who might want it. Okay, so I'll just claim the M50 because it's on the, so I'll get the 85X out instead. They haven't quite hit the 200 yet, no. Interesting place for a spaceship to spawn. Oh, hello friend. There's a Dragonfly over there if you want it, but if you're going to pull your own thing, be my guest. Oh, and I can't get in. Broken, backer. Hit 30 seconds or so, and then we'll call the M50 down. Yeah, it does seem strange that it pressurizes the airlock, doesn't it? Who knows, maybe it's because this is meant to be like a... It's really, Platinum Bay is like a VIP lounge, isn't it? You know, waiting for pickups and things. You've got to remember that Platinum Bay, and I can't remember the company that helps run it, I think it's Archimedes, isn't it, in Hurston? They are meant to be a travel company. So, for instance, you could be in here and there's probably some kind of phone, or you can use your mobile device and go, hey, I need a pickup, and then they'll come and pick you up. And you've got coffee and stuff whilst you wait. And a magazine. Magazine with a hull in it. And it's to keep out the shitty air, yes.
Unfortunately, our automated system is unable to access that ship at this time. We apologize for any inconvenience.
That guy's got a
Or select a different ship.
a Cyclone with anti-air missiles on it. Hopefully he won't shoot me down as I go to take off. Although we are in an armistice zone at the minute, so I should be safe for a bit. No, I'm not going to do a preemptive strike on a Cyclone. I'm just going to buzz over some of the terrain and see if we can find an interesting spot or another biome, maybe. This area, as you can see, is just very dense in forest. Almost kind of like Minecraft, isn't it? Wandering until you find another biome. Will it be implemented third-person camera gameplay? Good question. No idea. Camera that's in third person is more for just making things very pretty, isn't it, really? And assisting with the landing of large ships. Because we don't have rear view cameras in whatever century this is at the moment. Yeah, this is as much as you get in third person. You can move the camera around outside and you can increase the field of view and depth of field, but it doesn't give you any kind of, you know, massive advantage to do things. Caves and caverns would be cool. I don't know if there is such a thing on Hurston at the moment. I know there's an underground bunker that's not too far away from Lorville, because some of the sync guys were going and having a look, and I know Cicero was doing a stream there this morning at stupid o'clock when I woke up. But then again, he is Canadian. See if I could pan the camera to the side. It's hard to see, probably even harder to see on the stream, but you have like the very fast, rapidly moving particles. Maybe if I pan up you can see it in the sky there. But the snow is still falling, the pollution snow as such, and it continues to until you get above the cloud layer, and then it just stops and dissipates. It's very cool. Do you think it's as stable as 3.3 Live yet? I haven't had very many crashes, if I'm honest, on 3.3.5. There's a lot of bugs, like OM's not working properly, so it makes you try and jump through the planet instead of going around it, which of course makes you explode. And, you know, there's terminals and things that aren't working, some vendors aren't working, quests need to be fixed, the economy needs to be rebalanced. There's things that need doing, but stability-wise, I've only had maybe 3 or 4 crashes in all the time I've been playing this. more forestry. One of the things that's astounded me most about this is just the scale, and I don't mean that in a sense of, you know, it takes 10 minutes to fly here, not that kind of scale. I just mean the size of this planet in general. You know, you think, oh, I'm going to go and fly towards, let's say, that mountain over there, right? And you think, oh, that looks tiny from over here. Yeah, you fly to it and it would still take you like a good 15-20 minutes to cover it on foot. And, you know, the procedural generation tech that they use now to make the planets is all in full swing. It just boggles the mind that there's this kind of development going on, you know? It's a wonderful preview of things to come, I think, when they can really start hammering out the planets. Oh, game just crashed. I spoke too soon. I'll see if I can recover. Something tells me I'm not going to be able to. And even if I can, there is a mountain. I'm watching my own stream playback there, and there's a mountain coming up very precariously in front of us. Yeah, that I was showing my own brother Lorville earlier on, and he's like, you know, we were flying down from space because the way that the oh, it is recovering. The way that the OM for it, the orbital marker that dumps you off, pretty much slammed you over the top of it. And you know, it doesn't look very big when you're flying towards it, but you tell someone that the city is 24 kilometers in size, like across, and the Hurston Dynamics building. Are we dead? Or oh god! Oh, that woke me up. The ship is fine, apparently. Okay, and breathe. Right, where was I? Yeah, so the city itself is 24 kilometers across, and the Hurston Dynamics building, the giant building in the center, is 4 kilometers high. That's over 2 miles. You know, for comparison, that's taller than any building upon Earth, and it's, you know, you look at something that's like the Empire State Building, or way back in time, the old World Trade Center buildings, or even the old, even the new World Trade Center building that we have now, and it dwarfs those. Almost another happy landing, yes. That was a good recovery, though. I think that's the second time I've had a successful recovery. How much fuel do I have? I have a lot of fuel, because you can remember M50 is made for racing, and you do regenerate fuel. We are in a very oxygen-dense atmosphere, remember, so it's not going to be burning as much fuel as on other environments. See if there's any other random missions available to us at the minute. I don't think there is. They're all still around. Olisar and Crusader. Yeah, nothing new, unfortunately. Oh well, worth a look. We're going back out into the barren wastes of Hurston and we're leaving all the forests behind. When I install the PTU, can I delete the live build or do I need both on my PC? It depends, Johnny, if you have the hard drive space and if you want to keep both on your PC, because I do have a video tutorial somewhere back in my video history about how to use your PTU files so you can install the new live client, or if there is a PTU that's released after that live client, you can vice versa it and use the live files to update to the PTU. Now, that's very dark and rock down there. I'm going to hazard a guess that that's part of a scrap biome, but we'll go and have a look. It's definitely pools of something around here. Maybe I've flown into an acid biome or something. No, just like mesas. Okay. This is very strange here. Can you see how the pollution layer is like getting thicker? Maybe it's just me, but it feels... Is it because I'm near the ocean, I wonder? Oh, here's some scrap. Remains of tests gone by that washed up on the shore. Take my helmet off here if I wanted, but without blowing in, you almost don't want to, do you? Even though our characters are invincible at the moment. Well, I say invincible. They're immune to all diseases, shall we say, aside from bullets. These look like pieces of the Javelin wreck assets. Seaweed! Never seen this before. That's cool. Very probably poisonous, polluted seaweed. But seaweed, all the same. The planets are not randomly generated as such, they are procedurally generated. So they put a set of variables in, and then it is randomly generated to a pattern to a degree. But it's not completely random like No Man's Sky. They will say, you know, we want X amount of biomes potentially covering X amount of stuff with these kind of assets and these kind of environments, and it goes on and on and on. They've got so many tools now to do it, it's mind-boggling. M50 had hydraulics in the front landing gear there for a second. Oh, it's doing it again. It's obviously got some kind of music on in there. There we go. Water. To be very careful how far I go, because you do die if you wade out to like waist height. We need some sunbeds to catch those rays. Yes, these quite probably, you know, very ultraviolet rays coming from the sun through this very toxic atmosphere. It's not really a desirable holiday location, is it? This ominous looking dust doesn't look, you know, desirable to breathe in the slightest, does it? Yeah, even my M50 doesn't like it. It's got hiccups. It doesn't like the dust. You throw a condom in the seaweed. No, we're not in Skegness, Rick. Or Great Yarmouth. Okay, so we bumbled around Hurston for a while. Let's point the nose up and we'll go and look at one of the moons, shall we? Hopefully my M50 won't get swallowed by it this time, as it did with my Phoenix. Look at the M50. Yep, M50 is, you know, not all that usable. It's a little bit naff as a fighter at the minute because it's got rubbish weaponry, rubbish default loadout with the weaponry, and it's kind of a sort of glass cannon. It's extremely fast and extremely manoeuvrable. Well, I just adore the look of it, and it's one of my favourite ships, which is why I've never melted or sold this thing. Trying to get an angle where I can show the pollution particles again, because we're just about to break the cloud layer and you'll see everything sort of go blue. There you go. Clouds look a bit naff and single layered at the minute, but we haven't got the volumetric cloud tech in. That obviously got pushed back again because they're taking a bit more time with 3.4. Not to say it looks bad, it's still very pretty, but it's going to look better. Think we can raise an alien family? I don't know. Something tells me Chris Roberts wasn't really going for The Sims when he was thinking of Star Citizen. M50 or Razer. M50 or go home. I don't like the Razer. Well, I'm not that keen on the Razer. I don't like the view in it, and it just looks a bit naff as a spaceship to me. Have you seen the satellite wreck over Eta? No. I was on Eta and then my Constellation Phoenix got eaten by the planet, so we couldn't go and have a look at it. But, however, now we're going up, we shall go and do that now, because it was something I wanted to go and look at. Thank you for reminding me. There's one of the moons over there, just above the M50 there. Not sure which one it is. I think there's another one in front of us as well. I was pretty sure I saw one. Could be wrong. How high are we? Just over halfway, so we will set coordinates to go to Eta. And we'll go have a look, shall we? Again, the scale of this thing is being shown in just how long it takes to get out of the atmosphere, even in something as fast as the M50. Now, the only thing that's going to get out of the atmosphere quicker than this is a Herald. There we go. Okay, let's slow down, hopefully without passing out. And make our way to Eta. Still need to fix the quantum travel bug there. Now the question is, whereabouts is the satellite wreck? Because last time I did it, I just flew down to the planet. The moon, rather. I think I went down towards one of these markers. Let's give it a go. See if we see it on the way by. I know it's on the day side, but that's about all I do know. Space Gopnik, if you're still here, do you know whereabouts it is? That's Hurston, back over that way. I think it was around, yeah, the rotation is still very much off. Okay, so we will go and trawl to get to the horizon. I know last time I flew down I was very near the horizon, because I was commenting how it looked pink in the dark and green in the light, like that. I'm really not sure. It was. Right, which one's this one here? One. We'll go to the last marker and we'll have a look around here. I do very, very much remember seeing it when we landed with the Phoenix. I just cannot remember where I was in relation to the surface. This is why I was thinking it was back there, because I knew I was flying towards the base that was in the dark side. Have one more look this way, and then we'll head to one of the other moons. Near Woodruff. That's Woodruff. So we'll put the hammer down, and I know it is lit up, so it's definitely over the horizon somewhat. I was there last live stream. That's where the I landed nearby and saw it from the ground, and then before we could go up there and have a look at it, the Phoenix disappeared whilst I was stood on the surface of the moon. So this moon still technically owes me a Constellation Phoenix. Yeah, it was it looked like someone had blown up security post Corsair and then set it in orbit amongst a bunch of asteroids. As long as we stay so that we can see above the horizon, we should be okay. We might spot it. That atmospheric hue, it sort of goes pink into sort of a turquoise colour, is very cool. And space is very big. Gopnik, things happen like that. Okay, we're almost breaching this. There it is. Now, I know I flew along the terrain a bit because I remember saying that I wanted a bit more sunlight on the terrain before we landed last time. We are looking for a space station that has been blown up around the moon Eta, around Hurston. It's like in a slow orbit, although technically it's not moving. Oh, I don't know then. Never mind. I shall have to come back and look at it later on when I'm not in stream. And then when I know where it is, I can take you guys directly to it. My cat sneezing on my bed. Okay, let's head to one of the other moons, shall we? Let's go and have a look at Magda. There's Hurston just there. Don't actually think I've been down to the surface of this one yet, because when I tried to do it, the OM made me fly through the planet as opposed to around it, and as you can imagine I went bang. I think I went to OM1 there and it turned me into dust as opposed to made me land. See if we can get to this marker here and not die. Oh, it's doing it properly. Okay, we win. This is very sort of evokes thoughts of Europa, doesn't it? People do want to see Art Cup in game, but we just want more content at the minute, realistically. Okay, this planet obviously doesn't have a very thick atmosphere because I'm about to lawn dart into the surface of it. This moon, rather. I keep saying planet. I'm never going to get the terminology right. A little outpost in the middle of a crater, that's quite cool. And you can summon vehicles here. First steps on a different moon. Oh, that's cool with the different sunrise there. Ooh, low gravity. So, how unbreathable is this atmosphere, I wonder? Lots of nitrogen. Lots of a little bit of hydrogen and some CO2. Not a lot of oxygen, unfortunately. Oh, I just love that. The colour of that sun through the atmosphere. Another area where we can sell things, by the looks of it. It's so pretty. Yeah, each moon has its own special feeling, doesn't it? It's not... It doesn't feel like it's something that's repeated, especially when we get to Aberdeen and Ariel, which we'll go to in a minute. Like, the Eta and Magda, which are the two we've been to here, are the very peaceful, shall we say, moons. This is very serene looking, and it's very, very alien and very pretty, whereas Ariel and Aberdeen, we're about to go, they feel very hostile and very, very violent. Aria, sorry, especially. M50's landed a bit cockeyed there. It just looks so good with that sun in the atmosphere. You know, even though there's no biome as such, it's just barren landscape, it still just looks so cool. How many FPS do I have? I'll turn on the FPS counter again for you. Around about 40, 50. 60 if we're lucky. Oh, don't start messing me around now, maybe glass. There we go. Okay, so we'll go to Aberdeen next on our little grand tour. Oh, if we don't pass out. Most definitely going to get some height though. I am not going to try and spline around the planet because I know that Magda likes to kill you. You say they look better, Hendrik. They do, because they each have their own individual merits, but you've got to remember that for everyone who's been playing the alpha for so long now, we've been flying around Yilla and Daymar and Salin for so long that anything new is just refreshing. Do I take the bait and risk flying through the atmosphere? No, we'll hold on for a minute. What do flat earthers think of Star Citizen? They probably think it's the devil spawn or something, the Antichrist or something along those lines. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Oh, we made it. Thought we were still a little bit too low there. There's Hurston. This isn't active on the live PU, Zach. No, this is the PTU. So this is Aberdeen, and this is a very sort of a monologue of Venus. It's very acidic, as you'll soon see. The atmosphere on this one is very strange. 3.5 will go live in a couple of weeks. Good question. I would say that we aren't far off from it going live, because, as I keep saying, they, and by they I mean CIG, have said that they don't want this to be in PTU for very long at all. They want to get it out, because they'll want to get it out so that people who buy ships in the anniversary sale towards the end of the month can, you know, they have Hurston to play with straight away. So this is Aberdeen, and you can see this, the atmosphere on this moon is very, very, very dense and thick, but you can just see how spherical it is. You'll see in a minute, it's not very high at all, this atmosphere. So it makes you think this is a very volcanic sort of moon. And apparently it doesn't want to let my M50 slow down very much. There we go. And instantly the stars disappear. And yet we're still coming down to some sort of outpost. Some crazy individual thought, I know, we'll go to that incredibly harsh looking environment and we'll build a base there. I don't know if there is a base here, or if there isn't indeed anything here. Well, there is. There's some kind of habitation. I couldn't see it because the atmosphere is that violent. Yes, here we are. Welcome to Aberdeen. So you've got these weird, sort of destroyed flora of just broken husks of trees. See, there's grass here. Quite how this is, you know, alive in any sort of fashion, but we don't know what kind of life is going to be within the Star Citizen universe yet. There is trees, dead trees, and shrubbery, and grass, but, you know, this environment looks incredibly hostile to life, only if we use the mobiGlas. Sulfur dioxide, sulfur, you know, this is not somewhere where you would want to take off your helmet, let's say. If anything, I can see this being really, really cool for skirmishes, like attacks and things like that, because the atmosphere is that thick and that dense that you can't see what's coming. So it would make for a very cool environmental based attack, you know, especially at night time. Can you imagine what it's like at night? Oh yeah, huge ground battle would be awesome. Everything would have to be like close quarter, wouldn't it? Snipers wouldn't be that much use here. You're either going to be the worst sniper in the world or the best sniper in the world on this moon. The M50's still got hiccups apparently. It doesn't like the toxic atmospheres. And the last stop is Aria, one or the other. We're Whereabouts is it in relation? Aerial. It is called Aerial. I thought it was Aria. Never mind. You would not like to fly in this atmosphere for very long at high speed, especially this close to the ground. No, the moons don't rotate either. None of it rotates at the moment. I think mainly because, you know, they're still dealing with the issues with it, but lots of people want to see Hurston in, not so much Hurston, maybe Lorville in the daytime, you know, when they can see it a lot better. Siege ships are available depending on if they have a concept sale, if it's any kind of like event sale, like they've done a St. Patrick's Day sale where they sold, they put a load of green hulled ships for sale, or just the anniversary sale, which is at the end of this month. They don't have all the ships available all the time. Silly, I know, but there we go. I don't think CIG and marketing go in the same sentence, unfortunately. The moons around Crusader rotate, but not the new ones. This is aerial. So there's another like destroyed station there. Let's go and have a look at that one. When we get around the quantum travel bug that makes the ship spin. So aerial here is very much a mirror for Io, the moon. So it's very volcanic and it's full of like acidic pools. Warning, hydrogen fuel, 75%. Oh no! Whatever will I do? Yeah, just a bit, Gopnik. I do know the one you mean around Eta, though. I definitely have seen it. It's just a case of locking down where it is. Slow down a bit so we don't punch a hole in the ship through a piece of this debris. I imagine there will be some kind of missions or missions to do involving these wrecks. We don't have them as of yet. Maybe we can go inside the ring structure? I don't know. I do have my light on, it's just not very effective. There's nothing, no kind of internal there. This is Ariel, Steve. One of Hurston's moons. Oops, a daisy. Not looking where I'm going. That looks like an engine section there. Some interesting frame drops there. Hitching, rather. Okay, that was cool. It was a fun thing to fly through. I do hope we get content with those, because that will make things a lot more interesting. Let's see if we can find an outpost on Ariel to go to. There's one there. And there's one over there. Let's go to this one, because this one looks like it might still be in the sunlight. Hurston Mining Corporation Outpost Bezdek. Where do they get these names? It's another thin atmosphere that I doubt is going to slow the M50 down very much. Oh wow, that was really thin. I didn't even make a dent on this thing's speed. And I'm not sure if you can see it yet, but Ariel also has the heat haze that Daymar has. So it's all very mirage-y and very, very, very hot. As you can see. I'm not going to land at the outpost because I want to go and show you the acid pools that are out amongst the surface. Or at least I will when I can find some. I know there was some around here somewhere because I've been to this outpost before. There hasn't been a new patch yet, no, Mike. I would say I've been keeping an eye out, but honestly I haven't, because I've been streaming for you guys. Normally whenever I'm doing something I have the PTU chat open in one window somewhere. There's never a pool of acid around when you need one, is it? Let's get a bit of height and you might see one from a bit higher up. Waiting for a spinny Hurston. Yes, I think everybody is waiting for Lorville at night, aren't they? Let's head back to Hurston then, our grand tour of the moons, and we'll see if we can't get into Lorville for those who are watching who might not have seen it yet. I can't promise fantastic frame rates, because they're not going to be. That atmosphere is ridiculously thin. I didn't even check the atmospheric composition. Not healthy, I imagine, is the sentence that the Moby-Glass will say for that one. Oh, I make myself pass out from slowing down again. Vindaloo pools. I wouldn't imagine you want to take a dip in them. A little bit of a solar sunrise there, look, that's cool. Ooh. Almost epileptic solar sunrise there. There's Stanhope, Hadley, Pinewood, Thedas, Lorville, that's where we want to go. And there's the Blade Runner building in all its glory, even this high up. Yeah, the engine trails for the M50 are still misaligned, unfortunately. Oh, here comes the frame rate drops. Look for one of those big blue pylons that signals a gate that we can go and land near. There's one blinking over there, and there's another one. We'll go to that one. Trying to find where the border is. It's gonna be close. How would not hit it? No, it's not going to let us. I'm not going to chance it. It's going to land. I don't want to explode. It's only a short walk now. Got all the rubbish. Messy gits. So gate number 3 lets you get really close. I'll have to keep that in mind and see if I can fly right up to it later on. So for those who may be wondering, I'm not landing on the landing pads in the spaceport because the spaceport is bugged at the minute. So if you land and your ship gets stored, so even if you land illegally and your ship gets stored, you can't summon spaceships within the spaceport. So you get stranded because once you land at an area, of course, if you die, you wake up in the habitation area of the last place you landed. So you will wake up in Hurston, but you will not be able to leave because you won't be able to call the spaceship unless you have some very good friends who are going to give you a lift. Or you recopy your character to the PTU, which is a pain in the bum either way. So for now, you have to land outside and then run in, as I'm doing now. As we approach the giant wall. Could just be because I was streaming. However, on my Razer Blade Pro, when I came to Hurston earlier on, I actually had a few more frames. I had about 20 FPS at this point. So that little variation in systems obviously makes some kind of difference. So yeah, this is the perimeter gate, and you take the perimeter line into the main city. You can see it tells you where to go, transit platform 1 or 2. Not sure if they're both working. This one's going to have a train in 130 seconds, and that one's switched off, so we've got to wait for this one. These are the bag heads. So these are like the DIY respirators that are actually mass sold in Lorville to help breathing because of all the pollution in the air. These are the NPCs that are the guards. So I have seen these open up on people, so these guys most definitely are functioning. Air quality satisfactory. Oh, they turned it off when I was looking at it. They obviously don't want me to advertise the fact that the air is shit here. Oh no, there we go. They'd had like little vending machines here. Yeah, here we go. You can buy like oxygen tanks, which is really cool. So these are Microtech. Can't do anything with these, unfortunately. Here's a map of the transit system. So you've got the gates going in on the perimeter line, the blue one that takes you into the spaceport, and the metro station, the metro centre is where we're going. And that's where Leaveston Square is. That's like the main. It's only got one shop at the minute, but it also has the bar where you can go and get the glass of whiskey that was in the CitizenCon demo. There we go. And once the train stops, you've got 30 seconds to get on. There's only one carriage at the minute. You can't wander down the train. You can sit down if you want to, however. Right now, the NPCs don't board with you. There we go, back into the city. You see that we're leaving the M50 behind at very rapid speed. Trying to spot the Hurston Dynamics building, I'm not sure which side it's on. There it is. That's the spaceport there, as you can see by those signs. That sort of rectangle that they form there is the safe area that you're allowed to fly into. It's marked out by those lines, you see. Those buildings there are the habs, so that's the habitation. So if you stay within Lawville, that's where you wake up. Almost there. Here we go. And this is the metro centre, so this is where we can catch lots of different lines. So you can see these will go to the perimeter gates when we go upstairs here. lines there going to gates 1 and 2. Very pissed off looking security guard. More annoyed security guards. And that goes to gates 5 and 6, which are up there. See, these are all the different lines. This is the spaceport line. So we'll show you the spaceport. So spaceport line, perimeter line, spaceport line down this way. All these guards look very irritated around here. Ooh, 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 quick! Oh, I just made it! That's the second time I've done that. Damn, it's really like London Underground. Cargo container city down here in the spaceport. And Starfarer down on the pad there. That was until we got blocked out by a giant wall. Oh dear. Has someone been causing trouble in the spaceport? Holy crap! What's happened up here? There's guards everywhere. So, this is where you would normally summon your spaceships. And as you can see, none of the terminals work right now. So, it's very confusing. And there's the M50 that you can buy, and New Deal is where you can go and buy spaceships. Over here we have the concierge lounge, which doesn't work at the minute. So the chairman's club, obviously some kind of functionality going to be added in there later on. And here you can look out across the spaceport. And some of the New Deal ships there. There's a very drunk looking Constellation Phoenix, and there's a Mustang Beta. The Hammerhead is out there. You can see someone running around doing some shopping for ships. And on the CitizenCon demo, this platform here is where the Kraken was. Obviously not there right now. I was kind of hoping we'd see 1 or 2 ships take off, but obviously people have sort of twigged onto the fact now that the spaceport's very, very buggy, so it's a bit of a shame, but hey ho. And this is the New Deal shop. So this is where you can buy yet more ships. So there's not that much choice. It was kind of disappointing, but there's still a little bit more variety. So we've got one of the Auroras back there. You've got the Prospector, as you have at Teacher's shop on Delamar. But you've also got the 85X that you can buy here as well. And you already have another M50. And then if you walk out back onto the platform, it's the same ships here that were available at CitizenCon. So you've got a Mustang Beta, you've got a Constellation Phoenix, and you've got the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead is yours. I don't know if I'll be able to highlight it because I didn't think it was working last time I was here. No, however, I know from prior research that the Hammerhead can be yours for a cool 28 million UEC. There's no other ships out here at the minute, sadly. But it does look amazing, and out here you do just get a sense of the vastness of this place and how ludicrous it really is. the Hurston Dynamics building looming overhead there. To give you an idea, we are currently 10,000, well, just over 9,000 meters. We are 9 miles away from the Origin M50 that I parked outside the city. So really it is just batty, the scale. I wonder if you could vault the fence. I imagine you could. It's something that people are going to do, isn't it, when Hurston is implemented and more people run around here. There's just going to be Hurston parkour as people try and jump across all the rooftops. It's going to turn into some kind of bizarre space-based Mirror's Edge. By now, fly today. Hopefully yours won't be as arse upside down as this one is. Right then everybody, I'm going to go and get some food. I've been going for about 2.5 hours now. We've done a grand tour of all the moons, we've had a look at Lorville, and we've tried to find some wacky space building. I hope you've enjoyed. We'll see what other content we've got to bring. If you've got some suggestions for content, then please leave them below. I'll be happy to fulfill them and go around if there's something specific you want to see, maybe with the new content, or maybe something with the old content. But thank you for watching. I may stream again later on, I may stream again tomorrow because we've got the sync guys. However, I do have a long weekend off from work this weekend, so I can make some content. Oh, there goes one of the trains, look. It's a nice little thing to finish with. It just disappeared out of the LOD there. So, yeah. We'll see what we can get done this weekend, and hopefully we get a patch. You never know. Cross your fingers, we might get it going to live. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.